Hey everyone, welcome back to Sasser House. My name is Chris.
And I'm Emily Ann.
Obviously we're not in our home today, we're here at a friend's house, but we're going to be doing an awesome DIY project that I think you're going to love.
We have a precious friend named Sarah who plays piano out on the road with me, and she also has her own group that I have toured with for years and years. And her husband are expecting their first baby, and unexpectedly she's having to stay for the last about 6 weeks of her pregnancy in the hospital. They have been so bummed about this, but they're just so thankful that she and the baby are healthy. And something that she has talked about for years is how she has wanted to remodel her fireplace, mantle, and this big wall that she has here in her living room. So she's kind of thrown it out to Chris to see if he would have time to come over and redo it. And we decided this would be the perfect time to come in and remodel her mantle and this wall in her house so that she can have even more to look forward to when she gets home from the hospital.
So we are going to take Sarah's living room from something like this and turn it into this. Make sure to hang around because we're going to get her reaction at the end of this video. The first step for this project was to plan and lay out our accent wall. So we knew we wanted to make a statement above this fireplace and mantle area, and these ceilings in this room were so high and this wall was so tall, we knew we wanted to go all the way up to the ceiling to kind of draw people's attention to how big this room actually is. And so we came up with a design for this accent wall. We got a pencil and a level and went ahead and laid it all out and drew it with a pencil on the wall. That way we could step back before installing anything and make sure this is the exact design and spacing of all of these squares and boards that we wanted to go with. So what we did first was go ahead and just lay out our boxes for the accent wall. The first one we did 15 inches up from the top of the mantle, and then every box from there on we did 24 inches for our spacing between the boards. So we measured out where the board would be and then 24 inches for the spacing. And the reason we did 15 inches on the first one and 24 on the rest of them, I really don't know. That's what it looked like in the picture from Pinterest that we got as a sample from Sarah, and that's what Emily said looks best too. So I guess that is what we're gonna do. So I laid that out 15 inches here, 24 inches here, and then across we did just like the picture sample we had from Pinterest, we did 16 inches on both sides, and then the middle square or middle sections are going to be a little bit wider. There are 25 inches of space between the boards. So we've got our pattern completely laid out. Now we're going to go to Home Depot and get our materials and get started.
Okay, so I'm down here on the ground at Home Depot because I'm trying to get some swatches for this mantle that we're doing. And they picked out some blues, but they don't seem to be totally sold. So I'm gonna get just a couple different options so that I can take some pictures and send them to Sarah and see which one she really thinks that she likes. Thankfully, paint can always be changed. If they live with it for a little while and they don't like it, they can repaint it. But I want to give her as many options as I can to try and get something that they'll really love.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the vertical boards that go up and down, and her ceiling at the top is sloped. I had to figure out that angle at the top, and so it is a 31.5 degree angle. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut all 4 of my vertical boards.
Backing on up.
One.
Whose job is more important? The one who holds the wood steady or the one who cuts it?
Normally I just put like a chair over there to hold it. But I'm glad to have your presence here.
What?
All right, hold it steady.
I'm only as useless as a
Hey, don't do
chair?
that. Don't do that. You're much better looking.
Oh, thank you.
Board number 2. All right, I'm gonna take liquid nails and glue on the back of our boards. These are 1x4x12 boards that are going vertical. The 1x4x8 boards will be our horizontal boards. But I'm gonna glue the back of it with liquid nails, and then we will hold it up into place on the lines that I've drawn out, and we will shoot it in with 1.5 inch nails with my 16 gauge nail gun. And we will just apply nails and shoot it on, and then we'll worry about those horizontal pieces next.
Don't shoot a nail at me. It's like aimed right at my head.
It's not gonna shoot a nail at you. All right.
Okay. Can I put it against the wall?
Yeah, you can. Just hold where you're at right now.
Okay.
These accent walls are actually a really easy project if you just take your time to lay everything out beforehand. So since we went ahead and drew all of the lines and made sure everything was nice and level and laid out, beforehand, all we had to do was cut the boards to length, put some glue on the back of them, and shoot them into place.
Now that we've got all of the boards up, the next step is to fill these nail holes and to caulk all of our joints where the boards meet up, and then kind of the inside of each of these sections. Basically anywhere that needs caulk, we're going to caulk it. We'll let this dry. We may lightly sand over some of this caulked area or the nail holes, and then tomorrow we'll paint.
Now, I am no professional painter, so every time I use caulk, I end up making such a mess. But this step is really important to get a professional and really smooth finish on a project like this, so you have to do it. If you're new like me, I just squirt it in all of the cracks, wipe it smooth with my finger, and then make sure to have a damp rag handy to clean up the mess. And here was our progress after just day one.
It's day two, we're back at Sarah's house. And some of that caulk did not fill the nail holes like we wanted to. It kind of shrank. So first thing today, we're gonna go back with some spackling and just make sure we fill all of those nail holes so it looks nice and smooth. And then we will lightly sand that after it is dry, and we will start painting.
I love using this drywall spackling to fill nail holes on pretty much any projects that I do, and there's two reasons that I love this stuff. The first reason is that you put it on and it is pink, and then as it starts to dry, it turns white. So you know once that nail hole has turned white, it is safe to sand off all the excess and then start painting. The second reason why I love this stuff is just how easy that it is to sand. So after it all turns white, I go back with just a little sanding block, and you just have to lightly sand your nail holes, and all the excess just sands off so smoothly.
The last step before we start painting is some blue painter's tape around the edges. We're actually going to paint the mantle and everything. So the only place we need this blue painter's tape is on the outside edge of our accent wall, and then we're gonna put it down on the baseboards, so the baseboards that are inside the mantle and accent wall area are also painted to match. And then the last place is around the tile surround of the fireplace. So I'm gonna get everything taped off and we'll start painting. All right, we're finally ready to paint. And they chose the color Adirondack blue. And I think it's a really good looking blue color. So I'm gonna pour up this paint into a little paint pail. I've got everything taped off and I'm going to start with the brush and go around all of the edges and then probably all of the edges of the board and batten, like each board. And then at that point, it's so much brushing by hand. I may just go ahead and finish it off with the brush, or I may get out a little 9-inch paint roller. So we will see. We'll see how long it takes to brush this by hand. But we'll probably have to do 2 coats. So we'll do 1 coat, we will let that dry, and then we'll do a 2nd coat. Okay, I just finished touching up some of the wall paint. Emily is about to get here. She has been at her real job all day, and so we're gonna see what her reaction is and see if she thinks Sarah's gonna like it. But I think we're all done. Hello.
Oh my goodness, Chris.
You think she's gonna like it?
I think she's gonna love it. You did so good. I was coming to help. I was ready to help.
Well, it's all done now.
It looks so good.
Well, inspect it. Make sure you think she'll like it.
I am the professional inspector. No, it looks so good. Your lines are so clean. It looks so good. I can't wait to show her.
All right, you want to FaceTime her?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And look, I love it. That looks so stinky and good.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Okay, here, I'll give you an up
It
close.
makes everything look bigger.
It looks huge.
It looks so much bigger.
We are so happy with how this transformation turned out. This was such a fun project to do, and it was a great one for only $175 and 2 days of work.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see Sarah's reaction when she first saw it, and it was pretty good having my helper with me this week helping along.
Yeah, I'd say we make a pretty good team. You did most of the work, but I'll assist you anytime.
Thank you.
We want to thank y'all so much for being here. It means the world that you would spend time out of your day to be with us here at the Sasser House. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. We post all things home here at the Sasser House, and we'd love to have you a part of our family. But I think our work here is done now. What do you say?
Let's go get some dinner.
You did good, baby.
You too.